Hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Pizzachan's podcast with your host, Pizzachan. Or Lizzie, whichever, doesn't really matter. But how is everybody today? We have finally gotten to the episode. This game called Skyrim after how many reschedules? Oh my god, I thought my stream was utterly fucking cursed. 1000% cursed. Hello, Micardo. How are you, buddy? And my baby bear is here. It's good to see you, baby bear. Good to see you. But today we are talking about everything that is Skyrim. I love Skyrim from the moment I started playing it. I played it for a total of like almost a year straight and still did not complete it. I know, I am ashamed. But today we are having a very special guest. His name is OMALLEY. And OMALLEY, as far as I'm concerned, is the authority on Skyrim. He's awesome. Let me bring him on. If I can get my computer to work. Computer! Hello, O'Malley. You still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome to my podcast, Mr. Malley. Finally.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here in a way, that's for sure.
I'm glad you're feeling better, though. No sickness or anything.
Yeah, no sickness or anything. That's always good, you know.
Yeah, especially after the COVID. I've had the first version of COVID. I had Delta. Delta took me out for 2 weeks straight, and I had 103 fever for like 4 days straight. It was bad. I'm glad you got the mild version.
Yeah,
bless you.
The mild version was not that bad. I was just like out for just like a week, and then everything was okay, to be honest, in the end.
Yeah, that was before I had any vaccines or anything like that, but it was like, it's so bad. Oh. But anyway, let's not talk about that because that's a gruesome subject. Anybody who's had COVID, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yes, so O'Malley is also a streamer. He streams mainly Skyrim without mods, and he also does Ghost of Tsushima, I'm correct, and he's been dabbling in Mass Effect recently.
Yes, that as well, that's correct.
So I'm going to throw a weird question at you. Can you tell me a little bit about your channel? Tell everybody about your channel.
Oh, it's just like one that I made in 2019, I think, because I got inspired by a couple of other streamers that I was watching, and I didn't know that you could stream from the PlayStation and that sort of thing, because I'm streaming from the PlayStation 4. So then I was like, I think it was like in Prative, a good friend of mine from Ireland.
I love him so much.
Yeah, and also Josh as well, a streamer from Scotland that's playing a lot of Resident Evil as well. Is doing like a lot of speed runs and that sort of thing. And I said, oh, you can stream on your PlayStation. I thought, isn't that just like for PC in a way, or like not for console in a way? And I said, okay, let's and I thought, okay, let's start the stream, because it looks like a lot of fun, and also you can get like a lot of friends and hang out with, like, and create your community and just like play the games that you love and just like get like connections from all over the world and just like make a lot of friends, you know. So I was just like thinking, I can do that as well. I just I just wanted to like do that myself in a way, and also like just play the games that I wanted to do in a way. But I think I didn't start like to stream like Skyrim and that sort of thing at the start. I think I was more Fallout 4 and a little bit more like.
I wish I would have seen that.
Yeah. Also, I played a little bit of like FIFA football game, soccer game, as you say, but it's not allowed to say soccer to like European, because that's a no-no.
Oh, okay.
Because I reckon you can say European football, then it's all right in a way. But yeah, that just like started out like in 2019 and just like had like a lot of fun first. I think I didn't stream with the camera either at the start. Then after a while I just like went with the camera, because I thought like, yeah, let's just do that, because I reckon that will be more fun for those that are watching to use a camera. But I reckon it's not like a thing that you have to do in a way. But yeah, there's like been like a lot of like RPGs that I've been like focusing on my channel, and also like that sort of thing with like Fallout and Skyrim. I've been playing Elden Ring. I've been playing Mass Effect, Ghost of Tsushima. I've been playing a lot of like different games in a way. Not gone into horror games. I think I played like one horror game, and that was on my birthday like a couple of years ago.
Come
play,
on,
like,
Mally. Come on, dip your toes in it. You gotta try horror. It's the best.
I think I played like a horror game that was like based in Russia, I think it was, or something like that. That was like based on an accident that happened up in one of those mountain ranges that's up there in a way.
Oh.
It was called Kulat, I think it was called Kulat. I can't remember.
I know about that game. It's totally awesome.
Yeah, I played that. Then I got like very like, I'm not like a very huge fan of horror games, but I can enjoy it though in a way if I watch other people play it.
Yeah, horror is not for everybody, but it is fun.
Yeah, that's true.
But you have to try Resident Evil. You have to promise me you're gonna try it.
yeah, I'm going to do that. Like maybe like in Spooktober, maybe I will do a little bit of Resident Evil 2, maybe in 7, 8, because those are the games that I think look like a lot of fun in a way. At least like Resident 2 and Resident Evil 7 maybe, and 4 looks interesting as well. So yeah.
Sniff, sniff, Resident Evil. Yes, Dazzy, we're talking about Resident Evil. See, if you know anything about my community, we're all Resident Evil crazies, okay? And we sniff it out on the internet and we have to go watch it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really
It's a lot of fun to watch when other people play it. Also, I've like gotten to know all the characters like in the games as well, because I've seen like Josh playing it a lot, my Scottish rep. Also, I think you guys saw Prative also playing it a little bit as well. Then I watched them play like Resident Evil 1 and 2, so I like know the most of the names of the characters that you can play as in a way from Resident Evil in a way.
Prey is how I found you. He actually raided your channel, and I just sat there and started listening, going, "Oh wow, he's cool. I'm gonna check it out, hang out here." Yeah.
It's been.
All right, so today we are talking about Skyrim. Skyrim, the initial release was in November 11th, 2011. Wow, was that long ago?
Yeah, it's 10 years. 10 years, 11 this year.
They keep releasing it though, so there's multiple releases of Skyrim.
Yeah, there's so many.
Okay, so how did you find Skyrim?
Ooh, I didn't like get it on like launch, but I think I remember like vaguely. Like I think I went with my dad or like a couple of friends like to like an electronics store or like a gaming shop here in Norway in Stavanger where I live, or like Hundvåg, that's like an island here that's nearby Stavanger, that's like one of the biggest cities on the west coast of Norway. So we went there to like that electronics store, and then we then I've looked at Skyrim. I found it like in like the gaming. It was like a couple of years after it came out, though. I think it was like on sale. Like, and also, I think it was not the special edition either. I think it was just an ordinary edition that I found.
And you played on the PlayStation, you said?
Yeah, it was on PlayStation 3, I think, when it came. That was when I got it, I think, and then I upgraded to like PlayStation 4 eventually, I think. A couple of years after that, I think, maybe 2014, 15. Not entirely sure. But I think I found it in 2012 or 2013 when I was like just looking out for a new game or something like that, because I was playing a lot of like, I was not like very into like fantasy games back in the day when I was like early 20 years old, or like around 20.
Early 20 years old, memories.
Early 20s, you know. So I was like because I was been playing a lot of like FIFA and football games, like Football Manager, and also I've been playing like a little bit other games. I can't remember what other games I played. Maybe like Spyro, that sort of thing.
Spyro rocks, man.
Yeah. So I was like playing that a lot, I think, when I was like early, maybe in my early 20s in 2011, around there. But so I didn't like get it on launch. Sadly, I reckon I regret that like for the rest of my life. It's like been an awesome experience to play Skyrim in a way. So I was just like thinking that I could buy it, because I looked on the cover, and then I looked on the backside and saw, oh, dragons, you say.
Oh, dragons, you say. I love that.
I was also think I was like starting to be like a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings movies and that sort of thing, and I reckon I got that like fantasy. I started to love fantasy movies and like fantasy things. Then I saw Skyrim with like the dragons and that sort of thing. I thought, ooh, this game looks interesting. I might want to play this. And then after that, it's just been like, love relationship between me and Skyrim from like 2012 or 13 on to now in a way. Also, like when they add like mods and like other things as well, that makes the game more interesting and that sort of thing. That adds more quests and more new awesome weapons and armors and that sort of thing. So then it's like, oh yes, it's just like, ooh, give me in a way.
I love it. Give me it. Oh my god.
Yeah. Mm.
I love it. I love it. Did you play the Elder Scrolls before this?
No, because I was not like in. I reckon I could have maybe started with Oblivion as well, maybe when that came out. I'm not sure when that came out though. But I should have maybe like played Oblivion, because many people says that that's the best game in the Elder Scrolls series in a way. It's the one that like gives you like the most kind of nostalgia vibes in a way. I think if you're like grown up in like the early late 90s to early 2000s, maybe, I reckon, in a way. But yeah. But yeah, I think I was not like very huge fan of like the fantasy when I was like teenager, that sort of thing. So then it was like more like football games, European football games, that sort of thing. So then it was like more like that I went with in a way, instead of like fantasy games. And maybe also I think I played a lot of The Sims as well back in the day.
So Skyrim converted you.
Yeah, it converted me to like more like fantasy games.
Right?
So it's been more like God of War, and like you have like God of War, and you have Kingdoms of Amalur as well that I've been playing.
I love that game so much. It is so underrated. But we're not talking about. Don't get me started on that game.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be more about Kingdoms of Amalur instead of Skyrim.
Yes, it would be, because I love the colors in that game. But still.
It's very nice and colorful, that game. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
And also, like, I also started to play The Witcher as well, but I really liked that game as well at the start. But now it's like a little bit like, to be honest, when I'm like just, even though you're not supposed to compare those two games, I usually do it in a way, and then I usually say, you know what, Skyrim is better than The Witcher all over. But
you know what? I will totally agree with you. I started The Witcher 3. Because I got it as a present, and I was like, I can't get through this dialogue. Oh my god!
Yeah, and also I feel like Geralt is like a little bit uninteresting as a character, because it sounds like for many other gaming characters that he's like more like. But I reckon he's supposed to be emotionless though, because he's like a witcher, you know. He has taken away all his emotions and that kind of stuff, but he's like a little bit like almost like as many other gaming characters in a way.
Yeah.
In Skyrim you don't have like that. That there's more that you can like make your own character and that sort of thing. I reckon they don't even have like a very good person. I reckon they don't have like a personality that you can make though in that game. It's more like you in a way that controls the character in a way. So, but yeah,
you're not like Johnny Rango.
Yeah, but The Witcher is a good game as well, but it's not Skyrim though.
No, it's not Skyrim. There's very few games that could get to the magnitude of Skyrim. When I first discovered it, I was like, "Oh, what is this?" and I started playing it every day after work. I used to work a late shift from like 2 to like 11. I'd get home from work and I'd wind down playing Skyrim, but then I'd realize I'd be playing it till 1 or 2 in the morning. It's like, I gotta stop this. I can't live this life.
Yeah, it's very time consuming, that's for sure, that game. It's so time consuming, so it's like hard to like, like go away from it. And so like sometimes with me in new games as well, sometimes I just like go power through the games and play for many hours and just forget time where I'm at in a way. So it's like that's kind of stuff, you know. Just like that's always the thing with new games, especially like new fantasy games. I can be sucked into that game if it's
I cannot be stopped. I must play, and that's the bad part about it, because you can't just play like 15-20 minutes of Skyrim.
Yeah,
it's like what?
True.
A dragon? Oh no! More quests? Oh no! It's so bad. It's so bad.
And also with like the anniversary edition, it has added more quests and more like armor and weapons that you can go and find as well. So it's going to be like even more time consuming, at least if you want to find everything in a way, and just collect all the armors and weapons that you can get in a way. Because I usually do that when I'm playing Skyrim, because I'm a proper loot goblin, so I usually take everything. I'm usually taking everything that I can see that looks cool. You're a
hoarder is what you are. You're like my husband. He goes through and steals every bowl. I'm like, do you need that bowl? He's like, no. I was like, why are you taking it? Because I want it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not going for bowls. I usually go for like items that I think could be important or useful in a way in Skyrim. I do not go and steal bowls and that sort of thing. I could steal like sweet rolls and cheeses and that sort of thing on Skyrim if I'm like in the mood for it in a way. Then I usually do that in a way.
My husband's a troll, though. He will seriously steal everything.
Yeah. I reckon that's like a little bit fun if you do like a thief build in Skyrim. Then you can like just do that just for fun in a way.
Yeah.
Just rob everybody in
take
Skyrim.
Everything.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about your first experiences with Skyrim when your first playthrough.
Oh, the first playthrough I did so many mistakes in that playthrough. When I look back at that playthrough, it's not like a very good experience because I think I invested like in the wrong perks and that sort of thing. I think I just went random with the character that I did.
Mm-hmm.
I was like a newbie though the first time I played it. I think the first time I was like sitting down and just playing it in a way. Then I did like a lot of mistakes. I should have like invested in like archery and that sort of thing against Alduin and that sort of thing.
What was your first class you played?
I think it was like a warrior type with two-handed weapons. So I went for like a Nord character. I went with like the first like experience on like the world and that sort of thing. I was just like sitting there like in had my eyes like wide open and just like stared at the game and just said, "Okay, this is my jam now." In a way. I was just like thinking that in a way that this game is going to be amazing, and I just like wanted to like enjoy the ride in a way when I was playing it, even though I did so many mistakes in like the game itself. So that I would like regret now since I'm more like a veteran Skyrim player right now in a way.
You're on epic level scale, okay, Mally. I have never heard of anybody platinuming Skyrim in my life.
I think I've seen like most of like the people that I've talked to like on PlayStation though and that sort of thing that's played for Skyrim. Most of them have managed to get platinum, but some of them are struggling with a little bit of the quests. So like if there's like a Thieves Guild quest that they don't understand how to do and that sort of thing, because it's like a little bit complicated sometimes with that, so you have to look it up on YouTube. But I think I've seen like most of my friends that have been playing Skyrim have gotten platinum on it on the PlayStation that I've seen at least.
When I heard that on your stream, I spit my pop out. I was like, what the hell? I mean, here I am playing Resident Evil over and over and over, trying to get all of the achievements and all of that speed running and walk only and stuff like that. And here you are, I'm just gonna platinum Skyrim. I'm like, what? That's just totally amazing to me, because there are so many side quests, so many paths. There's DLC for it. There's mods. I'm like, okay, okay.
Yeah, I've only like platinumed like the main game though. I don't think I got all the trophies for like the DLCs like Dawnguard and Dragonborn, I think. But that's fine. I just want to go for like the main game. I didn't want to go for all the trophies in the DLCs, to be honest. I just want to have the platinum trophy, so I at least have one that I can like look, I have platinum in Skyrim in a way.
But that alone is amazing to me. I'm like, I mean, I watch a variety of streamers. I watch cozy streamers, RPG streamers, speedrunners, whatever. And there's a few that I watch that are RPGs, but I've never heard of somebody platinuming Skyrim. It just blew my mind, like exploded with C4. It's like, what? How do you even do that? How do you have enough time in your day to do that? Oh my god. I can't even get through a Dwemer mine, and you're over here platinuming. It's like, okay, no. My problem is I don't use maps. I get lost.
Yeah, but like inside of like, caves and that sort of thing, it's like good to not use the maps in a way, I would say. I reckon it's because I've gotten like I have like a little bit of a well-known where to go in the caves, but sometimes I get lost if I've not been there for a while, but I've not like memorized like where to go and that sort of thing. But it's like, okay, now I got a little bit lost. Where am I supposed to go right now? But that's mostly in caves though, not in Dwemer ruins though. It's more caves. Then I get a little bit lost.
24-hour stream when, Mally? No, I'm just kidding.
24. Yeah, I was maybe going to try that like not this year in July, maybe June, July or something like that. I'm not sure though. I'd really like to do those like
you were like my expert. I was like, do I have a question? Do I even compare. No, I don't, because I always play the same type of character. Okay, it's always the stealthy archer, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what most of my characters also usually end up with being like in my other the playthroughs that I've done on my channel in a way recently on Twitch. It's been like a lot of them that ended up with stealth archery or like it's like dual wielding warrior types or like assassins or like that sort of thing, like a little more thief orientated and warrior orientated, not that much mage in a way. So I don't want to go full mage because I have like bad experiences with like necromancers and vampires and mages in Skyrim that they're like little bit that they're a little bit too overpowered in a way.
Yeah, they are.
Especially if I meet like a master vampire when you're like level 10, then you just say, okay, we're going to die here.
That's right. It's like you're just gonna rip me right now because this isn't gonna work well.
yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, it's like a lot of fun to fight against them when you have gotten the proper gear and that sort of thing. Also, like stealth archer is like the worst enemy of like a mage with that's only wearing like robes and that sort of thing. So then you can just like one-shot them very easily with like a couple of arrows. Or like just one as well, if you have invested a lot in archery or like maybe gotten like alchemy with poisons that you can use as well. It's like a good combination, just like take down a what you call it, master vampire or like a master necromancer, master fire mage, ice mage, just like a little bit of that, so it's always a lot of fun that as well.
But the game itself is absolutely stunning. The landscapes with the snow and it's like, what is this game? And Riften is probably one of my favorite places to just stand and look at everything because I love fall weather. So it's like I'm just gonna sit here and stare at the landscape and just it matched with the music and it just gets you so immersed. It is a great game. It belongs up there with the top tier games. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's the game that like maybe like what you call it, revolutionized or like made like fantasy RPGs like more better for like most like players in a way. But I reckon Oblivion maybe did that as well in a way for those that like started with Oblivion and maybe Morrowind maybe as well. Those two other games that people say are like the best ones in a way. So it could be those ones, and maybe like also like the Lord of the Rings games as well that like was based on like the movies as well that came out for PlayStation 2 I think and 3 I think. Those also maybe like did that thing for like fantasy games in general I would say. Maybe like World of Warcraft as well if you put like that game up there as well in a way.
It's that's just so like good though, Mally. Once you get into it, it's like you lose parts of your life. It's like, wait, what time is it? Wait, I started this an hour ago. How is it dinner?
Yeah, you have to like invest a lot of hours into that game. I think like mostly like my playthroughs on Skyrim usually lasts like, I think it's like around like 120 hours, 40-50 hours that I use in one playthrough of Skyrim, I think.
Oh my god.
But I've done everything. It's like a long time project in a way when you start like a new playthrough of Skyrim to like that you want to stream on Twitch just to like have a lot of fun with Skyrim and that sort of thing, So,
but yeah, you have to invest a lot of time in Skyrim. I mean, you can be a casual player, but you end up not being a casual player after you start playing it. It's like, okay, who do I pick? Do I pick an orc? Do I pick a Nord? Do I pick a Khajiit? Because the Khajiits are the funnest race, I swear to God. They're just cool, because when they sneak around, their tail wags. It's like, yes, it's great. It's great.
Queen Vic says 120 hours. Those are rookie numbers.
What is your biggest? What is the massive time on your Skyrim, O'Malley?
And the most time, I think maybe that was the latest playthrough. I think that was almost like 150 hours, like with like doing almost everything except like Thieves Guild. So I was like a bug on that quest line so I couldn't do it whatsoever in a way because there was like. I think Carlia was like leaving that area where we're supposed to talk to Nocturnal, I think it is, the Nightingale Hall. So we just like said.
You didn't hear Skooma.
Yeah. Did I hear Skooma?
You're at 18.5 hours. That's not bad though. Once you start in Skyrim though, you go downhill pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, because one of my favorite experiences with Skyrim is a horrific fight between two dragons. in a little town. And I beat both of them, so I had like 5 hit points left. And I started to walk away, and a mud crab killed me. I swore for 20 minutes afterwards. I'm like, "You killed me, a stupid mud crab!" I was so mad. I was so mad. Oh my god.
That's understandable. That's for sure.
I was like, "Oh my god, I got all of these bones. I'm ready to go back." And it's like, a mud crab killed me. Come on, game. Why do you hate me? It's so bad. Oh my god. All right, let's talk about characters, I should say. What is your favorite to build? Do you like high elves, Argonians? What do you like?
Ooh, that's like a little bit of hard. I reckon it depends on what you want to go for in a way, with like Skyrim in a way, what you like to do in a way, I reckon. But I reckon like I usually go Nord though, since I'm Norwegian, so it's like fitting in a way.
Of course.
Because I'm like a proper Nord in a way, since I'm Norwegian, so I always have to go Nord, you know. So there's always usually that I go for if I want to like just do a fun playthrough of Skyrim, that where I'm not like going to like do a specific build, but I just like do my own thing in a way. And also like also like you have like for stealthy characters, maybe like dark elves, you have like Khajiits, Argonians, or like maybe like stealth builds, I think that they say is the best ones. I really like, dark elves are also very like high up on my list, and also like I think wood elf as well was also like maybe Breton is up there as well. Is very nice to use. But
That's what I started with. I started with a Breton.
Yeah, Bretons are very fun to use if you're like doing like, I reckon you can be like a battle mage. You can like more like because you can tank like magic hits, so you don't have to be stealthy with that character, because you can just like invest a lot in like resist magic and just like give them immunity to magic, so you can just like go up to like a vampire or like a necromancer and say hello, and then they hit you with all that they have magic, and they don't do anything whatsoever with their magic damage. Because it could be like a good like battle mage spell sword kind of build. Also like dark, I reckon the ones like the race that has like resistance to like frost damage like the Nords have, and then you have dark elves that's resistance to fire damage, and then you have Bretons. Those you can make like very bulky kind of builds with, that's like can to handle like a lot of like magic attacks and that sort of thing. That's very nice. Also like wood elves is also pretty cool though. They're like more like what you call it, like hunters and that sort of thing. That's like with archery, I think they have like maybe the highest archery stat in the game, like the base stat that you get. They're very good like archery hunters in a way. And not also like you have like you can go with Khajiits as well, like for stealth.
Khajiits, man, I love them so much.
Yeah, I have like do you have like what's called Karjo and Jazargo, the 2 companions that you can get are very nice in Skyrim in a way. So those are very cool characters, but they also have like the mod that you can get for PC that's an ego as well, that everybody wants to use on when they have like a PC to mod Skyrim. Then they usually do. Then they usually what you call it. Then they usually have like that sorted out. If you have an ego, then you don't have to have any other follower mods almost on Skyrim, I would say. It's such a good mod that they've made for PC and Xbox. So maybe you get it on Xbox as well, to be honest. So it's very cool. And also like I reckon like the least favorite races, I reckon Orc, because I think I tried to do like an Orcish playthrough of Skyrim one time, but I lost like interest so very like quickly with that character that I made that I just said, you know what, I'm going to delete this because I didn't like that to be an Orc, to be honest.
You always join the Dark Brotherhood. It's just something that you have to do. Jesse, it's have to do. You have to that and take over the mage school. Those are the 2 things I have to do. Because I love those quest lines.
Yeah, unless you want to do like a good playthrough, because you can also take down the Dark Brotherhood as well, but you don't get like the best like kind of rewards for doing it though. I think you just get like maybe 2,000 gold from that Gaius Maro guy. That like this guy that you like kill before you go and take down the real Emperor of Skyrim in a way. After you have taken down the copycat or the body double thing, you know, so Nope, I never play companions.
Me
Companions
either.
is a good
I never use them. I make Lydia stay at home because she always gets in my way and she annoys me. So I always leave her at home.
I usually have like just a companion with me, just to have like somebody to share the adventure with, like so my character has someone to share the adventure with, and also just have like someone to complain to us or complain about as well a little bit, like, or at least like maybe bully them a little bit, like the companions.
Right. My hubby uses her as a backpack. He's like, carry my shit. It's like, oh my god, seriously.
Yeah. I think I've been doing that as well, that my companions are carrying a lot of gear in a way. That's what they're doing sometimes.
Yeah.
They're like they could be very like useful as well. Like they could like be like tanks and take hits for you if you're like a little bit low level and you've gone to like a place where you're not supposed to be, because they're like strong enemies. Then they're very good to like tank hits, and you could just like sneak up on the other enemies and just take them out in a way. It's always nice, you know.
Excuse me.
But yeah, there's a lot of hate against Lydia. I understand
She
why, to be
arrows
honest.
very well, Mally.
Yeah.
It's like, get out
It's
of
like
my
very-
way! Especially my arrows. It's like,
Yeah.
get.
She's a very good tank though. She can take a lot of hits unless you have like an ebony bow with ebony arrows. Then she's going to fall very easily unless you have like a
Yes.
mod
Oh,
that
yeah.
prevents you from killing your companions in a way. Then it's like okay. No
We'll
hate
get into
got
the armor
spiral.
sets because I have to gush about the glass armor. You know that.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about the glass armor. But yeah, I
was
think
not like-
I've played almost every race except Redguard.
Redguard I would play it as. That's also good, like, because they have like poison immunities. They're like good against like my most like hated enemy in Skyrim. That's the Chorus Reaper, or like the big insects that you fight when you're fighting Falmer. At least the Reaper one that does so much damage. Because I've underestimated that one a little bit too many times. They've killed me proper good a couple of times.
Nice.
That was not very good, because their poison damage is so ridiculous. At least when you're like on high difficulties as well on Skyrim, they can just like one-shot you in a way, unless you get like cure poison kind of the thing, or you're more immune to poison damage.
So.
Because it's fighting like.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't know you paused there. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, I was going to maybe talk about the other two like races. So we have like Imperials and like, is it High Elves? Yeah, I reckon High Elves are very good for like magic builds, but that's like the race that the Falmer is.
They're so
That's
snooty.
like
How can you play them? They're so snooty. I hate them.
Yeah, so it's a little bit like, I don't want to test out High Elf because they're like proper arrogant dickheads in a way. So I don't want
Very
to
proper arrogant dickheads. Exactly. That's gonna be our phrase of today.
Yeah. And also you have like Imperials as well. I think I played through as an Imperial. That's also fine in a way. But I reckon I would say my top like favorite races are maybe like, I would say like Nord at the top, and then I would say Dark Elf, because I had like a lot of fun with the Dark Elf character that I did. Also made that character purple as well, so she was like all purple skin. That was like a lot of fun, just to make her a little bit more special than the other Dark Elves, and she was badass as well.
Oh,
It's also one of my favorite characters that I made for Twitch. But my favorite was like a Nord character that I made that was called the Tormund Giantsbane. So that was my favorite character. So then I had like the Dark Elf. It was called Tauriel Dark Hunter, and she was like the assassin Dark Elf. So she was a lot of fun as well to play as well when I was playing for Skyrim. And then also I would say like maybe the third one will be like maybe what's the third one? Maybe I will say that's Breton, maybe, yeah. Breton, and then maybe I will say Wood Elf is also a lot of fun as well, because then you can like almost do like a Legolas kind of thing, and Legolas is awesome. So. Yeah, you have to do like a Legolas when you're like, yeah, you have to like at least do some kind of like Lord of the Rings or like Middle Earth reference for a name when you're using Wood Elves. That's for sure.
That's true.
That's what I did when I used like that's what I did when I did like a Wood Elf. Then I went with like a Middle Earth kind of inspired name for the character in a way. So that was a lot of fun.
You're showing your inner nerd, and I love it.
Yeah.
You're talking about Lord of the Rings and Skyrim all in one podcast. It is Nerd Central up in here.
Yeah, because I love fantasy stuff, but that's like maybe like my top interest in a way, like with fantasy movies and fantasy games.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like superheroes and that sort of thing as well. So that's a lot of fun, you know.
So for somebody who's never played Skyrim, what kind of build would you recommend? Which class would you recommend to them?
I would have the one that I think is the best that I really have like a lot of fun with is like having like what you call the warrior type with heavy armor and then like dual wielding one-handed weapons with swords or like axes or maces. Then you do like a lot of damage. You do a lot of damage per hit or per second, so you do more damage instead of like using two-handed weapons. But that's like a lot of fun as well to use two-handed weapons. But they're like a little bit more slow. So you can deal more damage with like swords and daggers and those because they're like a little bit more faster and also that sort of thing. Also have heavy armor as well, even though light armor is a lot of fun, but like up close combat against like bandits or death lords and that sort of thing, it's maybe not a very good choice to go light armor unless you want to go stealth in a way, if you want to be like an assassin thief kind of character. That's also like a lot of fun though. Also like enchanting is a lot of fun, and also we have like archery as well, stealth archery with heavy armor. That's like a little bit like a no, that's what most people say, but it's a lot of fun with stealth archery with heavy armor as well. I reckon it depends on what kind of perks you invest in. Then you can do like a deadly stealth archer as well with heavy armor, that's for sure.
Right.
But it's best with light armor though, because then you're like more like quiet, because heavy armor makes a lot of noise usually. So like most of the enemies will see you coming before you like are managed to like shoot a couple of arrows in them and that sort of thing. Also like alteration is also pretty good, I would say, to have like a little bit of like alteration and maybe restoration, invest a little bit of perks into that, especially alteration, because then you have like, can you get more magic resistance, so you can be more bulky against like the terrible magic enemies in the game, because they always get like the best spells before you do, so you have to like go to wizards and buy like the spells from them, that sort of thing. So sometimes you just forget to go and buy the best new like spells that you can get your hands on, and then you just like say okay when you face up against like a master necromancer or like that or something like that, like a dungeon, you see okay, that guy has like a very good spell that can take me down in 2 hits. So yeah, that's not fun.
No.
So that's also like good with alteration, because then you get more like protection against magic, so you can like invest in magic resistance on that skill tree. I reckon also alchemy can be good, because you can make like overpowered like potions and that sort of thing. I reckon you have to do exploits to make it very like efficient, because then you can like enchant weapons to do like massive damage with like both damage that the weapons are doing, and also with like the enchantments that you can also use in a way. So I've seen like heard a lot about like a lot of overpowered kind of builds that they've done alchemy and done like an exploit where they can one-shot a dragon and that sort of thing. So that's like interesting in a way to hear when they're doing that.
Obsessive herbalist.
Yeah.
She will pick every plant she sees, and she'll like stop in the middle of a fight. Oh, plant! It's like, you're being chased. Do you not care?
Yeah, I usually go and loot stuff. Sometimes when there's like a battle, I usually say loot comes first, then I'm going to kick some ass afterwards. That's what I usually do.
I love that. Loot comes first. All right, we know where you stand, Melly.
So usually just let my companion do the fighting for me while I'm looting and getting all the septims and that sort of thing, you know.
That's what you're here for. Get him, Squire. It's great. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Just have money to save for like the houses in Skyrim, that sort of thing, because they're so expensive.
Let me talk about the cost in Skyrim, okay? Skyrim and Stardew Valley, they're one of the 2 most expensive games in the industry. You get in there, it's like, how am I supposed to get that much money to get that shitty little house?
Yeah. It's also the same with like Animal Crossing as well, with like that nuke guy that's like like stealing a lot of like your bells. I reckon that's the currency that you use in Animal Crossing. He like what you call extort you for a lot of money,
right?
To like build up like the island that you're building in the New Horizons and that sort of thing, you know.
So we talked
It's like
about the environment for it, but also the NPCs in the game are very flushed out characters. They're not cookie cutters. They're very, very good. There's some of them that you immediately go, I like that guy. He's funny. And other person, I'm gonna stab you. Go away. Those kind of people. So it's really good. It's really good. Like the
I think I like most of it. I think I like most of the characters, like the NPCs that's in the game, except like a couple of them, I think. Because there's like somebody that doesn't have like a very good personality, so I usually like I'll do that. There's like especially like some of the main bosses in the game. There's some of them that has like a very bad personality, so you're just looking forward to go and kill them straight away in a way. That's for sure. Also, there's a guy in Riften as well, but I reckon I'm not going to mention his name because I don't like him.
I'm not going to mention you. You don't exist.
Yes, he is like a mercenary that you can get in Riften that's doing magic, and I'm not going to say his name because I usually sacrifice him to Boifia when I'm... Even though he's very good with magic, that guy, but he's like very obnoxious and very like his personality is very bad. When I've used him as a companion, I say I like the way that you do with your magic, but like your personality is like you know what? I'm going to sacrifice you to Boifia right away.
I'm gonna sacrifice you. Come here.
Yeah, so I usually do that.
I love it.
That's,
all right. So when you play Skyrim, are you a main quest kind of person? You stay on the same track and then go to the side quest, or you first main quest item, side quest, and forget about the main quest, because I do that. I was like, oh, side quest over here, over there. And then it's like, wait a minute. Wait, I'm lost. What was I supposed to be doing?
I reckon I'm like a mixed kind of guy, to be honest. Because sometimes I just like say that I want to like go and do more of the main quest when I've been out and done like a little bit of side quests and that sort of thing, or maybe done like a guild. I finish off the guild before I do more of the main story in a way. So I usually like do like maybe like I think I do like start companions after I've gone and defeated the first dragon nearby that nearby the watchtower nearby Whiterun. I usually do. Then I usually go and join the companions, and then I usually like finish up companions and that sort of thing. Then I usually go to High Hrothgar and talk to the Greybeards and that sort of thing. So I usually like have like an order or two things, but sometimes I go a little bit like away from that though. But I usually like to have like a little bit of like that I do like a more like try to level up a little bit to make my character a little bit strong, because I know that like up High Hrothgar there's a lot of like powerful enemies that will come and try to take you down in a way. It's good to have like a little bit of levels before you get up there, and also like maybe get some
all those stupid steps. Ugh.
Yeah, it's 7,000 steps up to High Hrothgar, and there's like a lot of things that wants to kill you up that road.
Yes,
so yeah.
You gotta be beefy. You gotta be a little bit beefy before you go up there.
Yeah, at least have like a good like set of gear that you can use, and also maybe have like a enchanted weapon, maybe like with fire damage or something like that could be good. There's like a lot of enemies that's weak to fire damage, so on Skyrim there's not that many that's weak to frost damage, or like, but maybe shock damage also pretty good though. But frost damage is not like, that's like I reckon a big no to go for frost damage. Unless there's like a very good weapon that does a lot of damage with frost damage, then it's always good, I would say.
Speaking about enemies, let's talk about how loud bears are in this game. You can hear them across the map. It's like, why are you so loud, sir? Stop it.
Yeah, those bears, yeah. I have like a very like what's called a love and hate relationship with bears, because bears have killed so many horses in my playthroughs when I'm trying to like do. So I usually don't fast travel that much because I love to like explore Skyrim and not like take my time with the game, not do too much fast traveling when I'm playing the game, because I just want to like go around and explore and find something, like find a new location that I've not been to in a way. So they come up with like a new location. I've never been here before, but this looks cool though, in a way, and that sort of thing. But yeah, bears I have like a love and hate relationship with though, because they've killed so many horses of mine in playthroughs. I think like in one playthrough that I didn't do like a lot of fast traveling in, I think they ended up with like I think it was bears and trolls that killed like 8 horses that I had. Yeah. It was There was like 8 horses that lost their lives. So I think I named them as well. So I had like a little bit of a emotional connection to the horses in a way in that game. So I lost like 8 horses in that playthrough. So then I said to like one of my like followers or like viewers on my Twitch channel that I said, if we lose like 10 horses, then we're going to like, then my character's not going to be allowed to ride any horses anymore.
I steal too many horses. That's my problem. It's like if somebody dies and they have a horse, I take their horse. Just borrow this, excuse me.
Yeah, because that's like a more like a faster way to get around. But I usually don't want to skip leg day in Skyrim in a way, so I usually do a little bit of walk.
I love that. I don't want to skip leg day.
Yeah. Don't let that skip leg day. Don't want to disappoint Captain America, you know, in the movies.
I know, right? Can't do that.
Yeah.
And horses in Skyrim have the uncanny ability to walk up mountainsides.
Yeah, they are like that's what I call like overpowered climbing in a way.
Yeah,
you can climb everywhere with horses. You can get over like most of the mountain ranges that you have in Skyrim and just like take a shortcut in a way to get to that place that you want to go to. Like it's very interesting in a way with that
weird dynamic.
Also, yeah, I think you also can like climb yourself a little bit, but not like that overpowered though with your own character.
How are you sitting vertical? You're a horse.
Yeah. Also, there's like a weird glitch as well with the horses in Skyrim, where when you do like a save, if you are riding the horse, that's not like that horse starts to fly up in the air. So don't ever save when you're like riding a horse. And then quit the game and then reload the save file, because then your horse will fly.
Oh my
and that's
god.
Not good.
Talking about glitches, man. I was fighting vampires in a cave. I can't remember which cave it was. But it died. I stole all of its armor, and then it was chasing me around naked with no head. I'm like, what?
Okay.
What is that? It was a nightmare. I was like, I can't look at Skyrim ever again.
That's like a creepy scene, that's for sure.
Yeah, I wish I would have been able to record it then, but it was like, why are you following me? Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it!
Yeah, because I've never had like very like interest like that kind of weird glitch, but I think I had like one that somebody clipped on my channel. Because I think I was riding a horse, and then I had like ring that turns you into like a werewolf, I think. And then suddenly like my character turned into a werewolf while riding the horse, and then suddenly there was something weird happening with like that like the horse. I think we had like the perspective of the horse, and then I just saw that like the werewolf character that I had was walking around in the background because I was controlling him still. Where I was looking at the werewolf from the Shadowmere's perspective, or the horse's perspective, that he was that we were playing as the horse. That was like a weird glitch. So yeah, note to self: don't transform into a werewolf when you're riding a horse in Skyrim, because that's also when weird stuff happens. That's for sure.
Right? Like, what the heck? Hey, stop it, monitor. My monitor was flickering. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, I'm good. No technical issues today. Alright.
Yeah. And I'd like that's the life of a streamer, you know. You have to have technical difficulties to be called a streamer.
It's true when your mic don't work. You're streaming with your mic on mute, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love it.
I've done that a couple of times. I think I did that once when it was like 20 minutes with me muted and nobody said anything, that I was muted. And I was like talking for 20 minutes, but I was muted. Yeah.
You're like, okay, I feel stupid. Now I'm gonna go hide under a rock somewhere because...
Yeah. So been there, done that, you know.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
So, what is your favorite main quest?
Oh, main quest. Ooh. Do I have like any main quest missions that I'm just looking forward to do though? Is that like concerning like Dark Brotherhood, the main story, like the guild quests, or is it just like the main quest itself in a way that you're thinking about that? Either, okay. Yeah, I think maybe like my favorite main quest is maybe when we fight Alduin on top of the throat of the world, the first battle against him. It's like, even though like the meteorites in that like battle is a little bit annoying, because they like do damage if they fall on you and that sort of thing. But like they battle against Alduin on top of the front of the world, the first battle that you have against him. You have like a second battle in Sovngarde that you have to do. So as well. That first battle is a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Like guild-wise, I reckon like the entire Dark Brotherhood kind of questline is pretty cool. And also like you have a Thieves Guild as well as proper good, unless you try to do like the collect all the Baranzaya stones. If you don't like to collect stuff, you have to collect 24 stones in a way. Also you have like to do some special jobs for Thieves Guild to make them get up back on their feet again. Or I get like a foothold in all the major cities in Skyrim, like Markarth and Windhelm and Whiterun and Solitude, and I think there's like one more that I'm missing, but I think I covered all of them though. That you have to go and do like a good like special job for, so you can become the guild master of Thieves Guild as they call it. So that's like a lot of fun as well with that. The College of Winterhold is like meh in a way. But it's cool though. Yeah, it's a little bit meh.
Fighting the gigantic ball of death?
Yeah, that's like a little bit cool though. But to be honest, the good thing about that is that you can kill the most annoying boss, or like the most, hated boss battle, I would say, because I don't like him, and that's Ancano, the Falmor agent that you have to kill at the end of that.
Yeah,
he is like a proper...
I want to smack him hard.
He is a dickhead.
He's a dick.
He is a dickhead, that's for sure. He's the biggest dick in the entire game in a way. So there's nothing likable about him whatsoever on Kano in that main field. So he is a dude. You're just looking forward to kill that guy in a way.
It's true.
It's almost like Mercer Frey as well in Thieves Guild, because he's also. But he's like an ally at the start, so it's like a little bit of a plot twist when you figure out, oh, he is also a dickhead. Okay, let's go and kill him as well.
He's also a dick.
So it's like a little bit, yeah. So it's a little bit like that with like, you also have like Harkon as well in the DLC, and also Mirak in Dragonborn. They're also like proper like good, evil, bad guys that you're just looking forward to kill at the end of the battle in a way.
Yeah.
Also, like, I reckon in the Dark Brotherhood, there's not like a main kind of bad guy that you have to kill in a way, I would say. I reckon it's maybe Gaius Maro. That's like the guy, or the Maro, Commander Maro, I think is called. The guy that like ends up with killing all of the members of Dark Brotherhood and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And also, it's like a very funny reaction that he has when he sees that you're alive and that sort of thing, where you have to kill him on the docks nearby Solitude. That's the reaction that he has is priceless. So I start to laugh at him every time when I see that reaction that he comes up with, because they say it's you, and then he starts to like do like some weird noises, and then he attacks you in a way. It's like a weird, so it's very awesome that battle against him. But there's not like a main boss battle in Dark Brotherhood though. In a way, I reckon it's more like in maybe in Companions as well. There's like the Silver Hand that you have to take down. That's also pretty cool though, to take down the Silver Hand, because they're like also like a proper douchebags in a way. So there's Silver Hand. But yeah, it's like most like what you call it. Yeah, most have like Ancano and Mercer Frey. That's like the main proper bad guys with like the other. Also have Alduin, but Alduin is awesome though. That's like a little bit like a thing that I have like a feeling that sometimes I want to like just say, can't we just like let Alduin live, because he's awesome. He's like a demon dragon, so why not let him live in a way? Would have been cool if you could do like an evil ending where you were siding with Alduin and made like Skyrim go under, but that would have been a very bad ending though in a way. But it would have been cool though, because Alduin I like. It's not like what you call it, but it's cool to like take him down as well. To be honest, because there's good boss battles in a way against him. It's very fun. But like you will look forward to like take down Mercer Frey and Ancano though, and like Harkon and Mirak as well. So those are like the ones that like yeah. I reckon we were talking about quests though, but yeah, I reckon it's like I would say like the main, when it comes to main quests, I would say it's like the first battle against Alduin on top of the front of the world, and the entire Dark Brotherhood when it comes to like main quests for like the the guilds and like the main story itself that I would say is the best, and also like Thieves Guild as well is very good. So that's maybe like the best, like what you call it, quest for like the main kind of main kind of quest that you do that has like the biggest stories in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Also you have like the Civil War quest on as well, but that's like a little bit like a lot of like back and forth. That you have to take down this fortress and kill that amount of enemies. So it's like a lot of back and forth with that quest line, that you have to conquer like fortresses, and then you have a final siege on on Solitude or Windhelm at the end. So, but that's like, those are like a little bit epic as well, but they're not that great in a way, because they could have made something better for the Civil War quest line, I would say, than very like repetitive quests. So I usually like sometimes skip the Civil War quest line and just like say, our Dragonborn is just going to be neutral and not do the Civil War quest line in a way. So that's what I usually do sometimes.
My favorite two quests are, I don't think they're main quests at all. I like the Claw quest, the Bleak Falls Barrow one.
That one is main quest, yeah. Okay. But there's like also like a side quest and a main quest at the same time. You have to go and get the Dragon Stone.
There, but that's not the reason you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the Clavicus Vial quest line.
Clavicus Vial with Barbus, yeah.
Yes, that's one of my favorite ones to do.
That one is pretty cool as well. Yeah, the only bad thing about that is vampires.
Yeah, that's where the head incident happened, that's why.
Yeah. The vampires are like very cool in Skyrim though, but they're like a little bit of a pain to fight against, but they're like cool though.
True facts.
They're like what you call it, they make vampires more awesome after what they did with the Twilight movies, because then they made vampires very bad in a way. Mm-hmm. It was like, okay, vampires are very down right now because of Twilight.
Yeah, we don't talk about Twilight on my channel because it's a sin to vampires.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That made like vampires uncool, I would say, but Skyrim has made them cool though. Mm-hmm. And also like a couple of other good movies with vampires as well, like Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman. That's a very good movie.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
You gotta have your favorite like supernatural type of movie. So if that was yours, you're on high the brownie point list because that's a good movie.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so let's talk about dragons and dragonborn.
Yeah, dragons and dragonborns. Okay, that's good. That's cool subject. That's for sure.
My first experience fighting a dragon, I died a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same with me. That's the same with me as well, because I think I went a little bit too early to fight that dragon, because I think I went there when I was like level 5 or 6, and that was a bad idea.
Yeah, it was a very bad idea. I got flamed, and then I was very upset and disheartened, and I didn't want to play Skyrim anymore because I thought I sucked at it. It's like, nah.
Yeah, just like to do like maybe level up our character a little bit and be like more bulky against dragons in a way, then it's fine. But they do like a lot of damage though. They're like one of the strongest enemy types in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you have to like at least like do like a little bit of like grinding and that sort of thing to get enough power to like at least face off against the dragon face to face.
Mm-hmm.
But usually like after a while you can take them out very easily though.
Mm-hmm.
When you have like good weapons, and also like I have like a little bit of thing on my channel as well while I'm playing Skyrim. Bow versus dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Bow always wins.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Nice.
Because bow is very good against dragons, like a bow and arrow, but unless when you don't have dragon rend, that's for sure, because when you get dragon rend, then you just like to shout at them and then you just go bananas.
See,
then you just
Skyrim
go bananas.
is my game because I'm always yelling. So I can just shout at people. It's like, Fusroda over there, please.
Yeah, that's like a lot of fun when you have like an enemy that's like on the edge, and then you just like shout them down the mountain.
Right. That's
that
the
sort
best
of thing.
thing
That's sort of fun. I've not done that for a while though. It's not been. Yeah, I should maybe do more of that if I have the opportunity. Also, it's very cool with that shout where you do like become ethereal as well, when you can just like jump down from a high mountain and survive the fall because you have become like ethereal, so you're like a ghost in a way.
Yeah.
You don't take damage from fall damage, so that's like a new thing that I've learned. So now I'm going to start to do that more in playthroughs. Take like a little bit of risks with like jumping down.
Wait, there's things you don't know about Skyrim, Mally? I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, sometimes you have to learn new things if there's something that I've like missed, because I usually don't use that many shouts when I'm playing Skyrim. I usually just go with like the combat and archery and like swords or axes, that sort of thing, and maybe sometimes a little bit of magic, but it's not that much though. I usually don't like use like damaging magic usually when I'm playing, but the only like damaging magic that you have in a way is like maybe conjuration and destruction that can help you to do damage in a way. Conjuration is a lot of fun though, to be honest, that's for sure. That's also when you can summon like flame atronachs and frost and storm, and also you have like Dramora that you can summon as well. Or the demons, as we call them, I reckon, in a way. Or Daedra, maybe, in a way.
My husband gets mad at me, because I shoot them down, and the dragon, once he's on the ground, I go and attack him with whatever weapon I have in hand. And he's like, why do you fight them that way? I was like, because I want to get on top and kick and stab him in the head. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, with like the kill cams. Yeah, the kill cams are so good in that game. Especially also when you fight against what's called human enemies, when you can behead them with like one of those perks. I think it's Savage Strike, and there's one on two-hand as well where you can behead or decapitate enemies. Right. That I think is a lot of fun. That's very like satisfying.
Yeah,
we are facing
Fallout and Skyrim both have that slow down cam right as you do the killing strike. It's like, it gives me power. I love it.
Yeah, it's so awesome. It's so awesome to do that.
Yeah, it's a good little thing that they added to the game that make it more fun.
Yeah, that's for sure. I agree with you there. When you have that, when you're like decapitating the enemies, it's so fun. Especially if like it's an enemy that's annoyed you a little bit, and you just think, okay, you're going to get the ultimate punishment, and we want to take off your head.
I'm going to take your soul. Give me your soul, dragon.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah. Also, you can take like the enemy's soul as well if you have like a soul trap enchantment on your weapons. You take their soul as well.
Yeah.
And use them like. Charge up your like.
Give me your soul. You feel like Shang Tsung. You're running around. Your soul is mine.
Yeah, if you have like soul gems to charge up, because I think you have to have like an enchantment or maybe like a spell to do that in a way. So then you can like get them souls into the soul gems. Yeah. And then just do enchanting. I love that, to be honest. Always have to have enchantment when I'm playing for Skyrim, because it's a lot of fun. Especially when you can also like have two enchantments on the same weapon, because you can do that if you get to level 100, so that's a lot of fun.
I've never been to level 100, so... There's just so much to do, I get overwhelmed, Mally. It's like, oh my god, what is this? I'm picking plants. What is this? I'm grounding. I'm grinding over here. I'm killing this gigantic giant with the big toe. No, I don't want his toe. Why are you giving me his toe?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to fight giants, but you don't have to like go and mess with them on low levels, because then you will be like a member of the Skyrim space program if you do that.
You go flying across the screen. It's like, tell my mom I was here. Fly away. It's like, why is this happening to me?
Yeah. Or like the what's called I can see my house from here moment, as I like to call it.
Yes, that's good. They like to catapult you off into space.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's like it was supposed to be like a glitch, but like people wanted Bethesda to keep it because it was not supposed to be in the game. But then like people said like that glitch should be in the game because that's so funny in a way.
It is really
with
funny.
Like that.
It is really fun. Okay, Mally, the most important question about Skyrim: do you go good or do you go evil?
My characters usually when I'm playing Skyrim on like Twitch, I usually mostly like not good or bad in a way.
Neutral.
They're like in the middle. They are like a little bit in the middle, but they could be that they have like a little bit of a dark kind of, little bit more like a darker kind of that they will do Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild in a way. So they will kill for money or like do thieving for money and that sort of thing. But I usually bet most of them are more like good characters, more good than bad in a way. Maybe like 70% good, 30% bad, or 80% good, 20% bad in a way, I would say.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit like that in a way. But I think I've never done like 100% good or 100% bad playthrough of Skyrim as well. But I reckon that like the most baddest thing that you can do is maybe kill every NPC in every city and that sort of thing.
Can you
Kill
imagine the
everyone.
bounty on your head?
Yeah, I've gotten like very big bounties, but that's when I was going to do that achievement trophy. Then I had to get like 10,000. Was it like 1,000 gold in each hold that I had to get to get like one trophy? So then I had to do that. So then I got like a bounty on every hold, like that was like around 1,000 or 2,000 septims, I think it was. So I've gotten that. I think I've got like a very high bounty as well, but that I can blame on my companion. Because he went like very like what you call it. He went like to the dark place a little bit, and he killed like what you call the priestesses of Dibella in Markart. He did. So that was he went crazy because I think that it was my fault though in a way, because I was going to do like the Agent of Dibella quest where you can get like an ability that improves your damage against the opposite sex. I think it is to do more 10 or 20% more damage to like either male or female enemies if you're like male or female or a character in a way. So I was going to do that quest, but then I like instead of like what you call I think I was looking at chat when I did that when I was streaming, and then suddenly I just like I think I cancelled the dialogue, and then suddenly all of the priestesses of Dibella attacked me, and then suddenly I didn't want to kill them though, so I was trying to go leave them alone in a way, maybe come back later then, but then suddenly my companion just like went like berserk and killed all of the priestesses of Dibella in Markart. So that was like, yeah. That's like a moment that we're not talking about that much anymore, in a way. It's almost like the bloodbath that I had in Iverstead as well. That's also like a moment that I don't want to talk about.
I remember I got vampirism, and then I was like, wait, I want to be a vampire. And it didn't go well for me because I kept dying.
Yeah, I think like in the when you had like if you only had like the main Skyrim game that was not like special edition, if you turned into a vampire, everybody started to hate you and attack you. I think.
Yes, you walk through town and people wanted to kill you. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm just a little vampire. It's fine.
Yeah. Because then it was not like you could like be like in I reckon it was like that they saw that you were a vampire and like in human form in a way. But now like in the game now when you're like a vampire in human form, they will not attack you though. But I think they will comment on it though, like the guards or like the NPCs in the cities will say, "Ooh, you look a little bit pale and like you look like you have been dead or something like that." I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember the dialogue options. It's when you become like a vampire, though, then they go very ballistic. That's for sure. All of them.
It's very sad because vampires are clearly underrated. No, I'm just kidding. I could never go completely evil. Even when I'm playing Fallout, I can't be evil. I'm too evil.
Yeah, that's understandable because I think I played through Fallout 3 and then there you had like the option of nuking one of the cities. Was it Riverton? Was that what it's called? That one I didn't do that.
Riverton. I can't remember. It's been a while.
I think it was something like that. I think it was something with River though. At least I think that one in Fallout 3. That's when I just decided I didn't want to like nuke that city, so I just went against that other guy that was trying to nuke that place. I think. Also, like in Fallout 4, I think I never gone with the Brotherhood of Steel or like the Institute. I think. The only time I go evil, maybe a little bit evil in Fallout 4 is when I do Nuka World though. That's the only thing. Just to make like Preston Garvey a little bit pissed off at me because I don't like Preston Garvey.
They're made by the same company, but they're similar, but they're completely different at the same time. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, they have like different like what you call level up systems and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So that's very cool.
Very, very cool.
Also, it's more guns and pistols for Fallout than bow and swords and axes and maces like you have in Skyrim.
Yes, because
But
we
yeah,
know how
yeah.
much Mally likes swords. Swords and shields and axes. It's a super fantasy type dude over here.
But yeah, it's very cool with Fallout as well. You have like a lot of good weapons there, and also you have like you can get swords and that sort of thing there as well, and some interesting like melee weapons. But I usually just go with sniper rifles and that sort of thing, and pistols. I think like is the those weapons that I love in Fallout 4 that I usually go with when I'm playing that game.
Yeah, I
Those,
enjoy
like,
sniper rifles. It's probably one of my favorite guns to use, which is really
Yeah.
scary. Because I'm
Yeah.
tiny. I'm a very
Yeah.
tiny person, so it's like I want to use this ginormous gun because I have an attitude problem. So it's like I have a small complex, so I want to use big guns. All
Yeah,
right.
weren't we talking about Dragon and Dragonborn? I think we got like a little bit sidetracked there, didn't we?
We did.
What was the Dragon and Dragonborn thing again that we were going to talk about?
I don't remember. Oh, I was gonna ask you what your favorite shout was. Oh my god, I can't even run my own podcast.
Yeah, we're like getting very sidetracked, but that's always fun though, because that's what happens in my. That's happened in my streams as well. That I get like very sidetracked usually when I see
It's your
there's like a
fault.
cool
You're too
side.
easy to talk to.
Yeah. But yeah, what kind of shouts I like in Skyrim? Even though I don't use that many of them, I think I like Unrelenting Force and Fire Breath, and also like become ethereal. I like in Dragon Rend is a lot of fun. When you get that, even though that's like a little bit of a cheat code against dragons, because I usually like to just take them down with bow and arrow when I have the chance in a way. So I usually just forget that Dragon Rend is a shout usually. And also like Whirlwind Sprint is also pretty cool to use sometimes when you can get like places that you can't really get to, because there's like a lot of hidden items where you have to get the Whirlwind Sprint to get to them in a way. So I usually use that as well. What else is there that's very good shout? Maybe like it does like one other shout that I've been using, Dragon Aspect, that's from the DLC, Dawn Dragonborn. Dragon Aspect is very cool. Very cool, like I think it adds more armor rating to you, and also you can like summon fire worms or something like that will fight for you. I think when you get hit by yeah, I think it's something like that, or like dragon worms or something like that, but like spectral. I think it is like ghostly worms that's like fighting for you against boss battles and that sort of thing. It's very cool, that shout.
Yeah.
As well. But yeah, I think maybe like Unrelenting Force and I would say maybe like Become Ethereal is my like two favorite shouts right now that I've been using a lot in other playthroughs.
Yeah, they're really cool. It's a really cool thing to shout somebody to death, because I think I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been told I have a very boomy voice, so maybe I'm really a secret dragonborn.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, it's like words will never hurt me. It's like, okay, let's play Skyrim and let them shout at you. Words can hurt you. Trust me. All right, so we did the path to good and evil. Now, shall we talk about gods and Daedra?
Gods and Daedra. Oh, is it like my favorite ones that you were like looking for then?
Yeah.
I reckon that was the thing. Yeah.
And right at this moment, I cannot remember any of their names, so I'm so prepared.
I reckon like Daedras you have like Boethia, and also you have Clavicus Vile, that's a Daedra, and also you have like Maroon's Dagon, and then you have more like Baal, and then you have Malakath, and also you have Hircine, the god, the Daedric god of Hunt, I think it is, Hunt and Chase, maybe.
Yeah, I remember that quest.
Yeah. Also, we have Sheogorath the crazy one. Sheogorath the crazy one that talks about cheese and that sort of thing.
I love that quest. That talks about cheese! Because cheese is amazing.
Yeah, also have Meridia as well. That's not
Meridia.
like one of those.
Oh yeah, she's the lady with the big ball in the sky. I remember
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, the one that says the new hand touches the beacon. That's the one.
Yeah.
And also
I like that quest as well. She's very pushy though. She's a very pushy Daedra.
yeah, she is as well. And also she can do like I can see my house from here moment as well because she wants you to like.
She's like, I'm gonna lift you up into the sky. Yo, lady, I don't got a parachute.
That would have come in handy. That's for sure. A parachute. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Also, you have Mephala as well with like the ebony blade. That's like the secrets and the betrayal and that sort of thing, or like an evil kind of thing. And also you have Vermina with the nightmares, with like this crop skull. And also you have like the cannibal lady. I think that's Namira. Yeah, Namira. That's the one. That's the quest that I don't like that much, though, because that's the one that I forget mostly, or I forget her name and that sort of thing. Usually.
What's that quest? I don't like that quest anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's like an interesting quest, but it's not one of the best Daedric quests that you can get in the game in a way. But you get like a cool companion though that's called Iola. That's very good with fire magic and conjuration magic, and also light armor and one-handed weapons. I think she's very good though. I should just end up with calling her Cannibal Lady because I know that she's a cannibal when I forget her name. So I should just call her the Cannibal Lady when I'm like having her as a companion.
Oh yay, let's eat somebody. No thanks. I'm not a zombie.
Yeah, it's almost like Cicero that says, let's go and kill someone in a way. That's what he says all the time, Cicero.
Cicero's a maniac.
Yeah, I like him though. I usually keep him alive. I don't kill him usually because I like him.
Mally, what kind of friends do you keep?
Yeah, but he's like a little bit what you call distracting if you have him as a companion because he's always doing like something weird in the background. So I can't have him as a companion because he's too distracting.
Yeah.
So then I lose the focus what I'm supposed to do in the playthrough when I'm playing through Skyrim.
But I think the Daedra are actually more interesting than the actual gods themselves in the game.
Yeah. Because you don't have like a lot of contact with the divine gods in a way. You have like a couple of quests that you can do for like the gods in Skyrim. Though you have like Mara, the goddess of love, and then you have like Dibella as well. That's also like a goddess, but I don't know what she's a goddess of. Because I think that's more like because when you look at Riften and you see that Helga character. It looks like that what you call that divine goddess right there is like a sex cult in a way. So that's like a little bit of a weird one.
Mally, what kind of channel do you think I have? No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Yes, that's like a weird one with Dibella.
No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's fine.
But Dibella has like a cool quest though in a way though where you get like that ability that I talked about, and Mara is the one that you get like a good ability that boosts your magic resistance. You do the Book of Love, then you spread some love in Skyrim as well because there's a lot of like tragic moments that happens in Skyrim. There's a lot of tragedy and a lot of like lost parents and lost sisters and lost what you call siblings and that sort of thing, or relatives and that sort of thing that happens in Skyrim. So it's a lot of like tragic stories. Also like there's like a tragic one of the side quests that I like to do because there's like an interesting, but it's like a tragic story though. That's in one of the lighthouses that's next to Dawnstar, I think it is, where there's like a tragic story that happens with a Redguard family that gets like what you call it taken by Falmer and choruses and that sort of thing. So it's like a very tragic story. It's a very cool quest though in a way. So I like that one a lot as well as one of the side quests in a way. But yeah, so there's more like things to do for the Daedras. There's not much of like what you call the Aedra. I think they're called the good gods or the divine gods in a way.
I think Bethesda wants you to go evil. That's why they give you so many Daedra quests.
Yeah. Because they have like also like one for like the Kinnareth as well. Like that's like for the nature kind of goddess. I think it is that they're going for. You can do with like the Nettlebane, and then you have like quest where you hunt down the spirits, like the guardian spirits. I think it is. You can do it as well. But yeah, there's mostly more like quests for like the Daedras though. Well, I forgot like Cthulhu, or I forgot like the tentacle monster guy. Hermaeus Mora, that's the guy that has like Apocrypha that's in the Dragonborn DLC. I've almost forgot him, the tentacle monster. The tentacle and eyes. Yeah, Cthulhu as I like to call him, because he's almost like Cthulhu from the Lovecraft kind of books, I think it is, with like the eyes and tentacles. So that's what we're going forward there. So that's what that one is forgot. But that's like that Daedric quest is like a little bit forgettable with like the Ogma Infinium. That's a book that you get at the end of that one. It's like a little bit forgetful quest, that one as well, in a way. But he has like an own quest though in Dragonborn though, where you go to Apocrypha though, that is like Oblivion realm, or like I reckon it's more like a hell kind of looking like thing, because I think all of the Daedras has like their own little realm that's supposed to be like a hell kind of thing in a way that you go to after, if you like suddenly become like the follower of those kind of gods, or the Daedras in a way. They're more like demons and that sort of thing, devils and that sort of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I like the Daedra better, honestly. You know, I like gods that interact with people. You know, I want them to be personable.
Yeah, because there's not that many like divine or like those like Aedra quests in Skyrim. There's just like a couple, but you have to like maybe like go and look for them a little bit, because it's like a little bit hard to find them sometimes.
True.
Especially the one that you had to do it for Dibella. That one is very hard. That one I think I missed a couple of times when I played through Skyrim the first couple of times. That one that saw, oh, there's a quest here, like here in Markarth with the Temple of Dibella. Why have I not done this one before? Because you have to like lockpick your way into like the inner sanctum, I think it's called, that place where they are like the Dibella priestesses are like talking to each other and trying to find the Sibyl of Dibella and that sort of thing. So it's like a little bit of a hard. It's like an easy quest to like forget that's there in a way. That's the same also with the Mara quest as well, because you have to go to the Temple of Mara and like ask, I think it's a dark elf, Dinyabalu, about if there's something that you can help the Temple of Mara with, or to get the blessing of Mara and that sort of thing. It's more easy to find like the Daedric quests in a way. I forgot Azora as well. I forgot Azora as well with that gives you the Black Star, or Azora Star. That also is a good one. That's a good quest as well, with like Daedras. But like I would say my favorite Daedra in Skyrim, I would say that it's either Boethia, or maybe Azora, or Meridia. I think that's because of the rewards that you get, because you get that never-ending soul gem with Azora Star.
Yes.
Yeah, Dawnbreaker is also pretty good, but it's like a little bit risky if you have a companion though, because you can if you like get kill like undead or draugrs with that sword, then it will be like an explosion. So if you do that too many times, your companion is like right next to the draugr, then will get hostile.
This is why I don't travel with companions. I don't want to blow them up.
Yeah, but I always like to have a companion with me though, because it's always like a lot of fun to have like a friend though with you in a way when you're going through Skyrim, or at least like a companion to like have with you in a way. So you have like a little bit of like a friend with you, so it's not just like a lonesome dragonborn that goes through Skyrim.
The lonesome dragonborn. That sounds like a country song.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does a little bit like that. That's for sure. But yeah. Yeah, because it's very cool with, I reckon those like the good Daedras, I reckon you can say it. That's like Meridia, and I reckon they say Mephala is also a good one, even though it's not, I reckon she is not though. I think it's Meridia and like Azora, that's like the good ones, the good Daedras in a way. Those are they have the good like rewards. You also have like Mephala as well though, that with like, the Ebony Blade, but then you have to be evil and kill like friends to get like the best sort of like powers from the Ebony Blade. So that's like that's also interesting in a way, but that's like very evil in a way. That is a thing that I would not do in Skyrim. Go and kill people with like the Ebony Blade, even though it looks badass when other people does it with like Daedric armor, and then they have the Ebony Blade and just go kill like a lot of friendos to get that enchantment to the best level in a way. But like I think those are the best ones, I would say, the Daedric ones. I reckon like maybe the worst one would be worst Daedric quest that you have in the game. I reckon that's going to be Namira though, with the cannibal lady. Because that's the one that I forget.
Like the cannibal lady because you can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the one that I always forget about. That I forget is a thing. Even though I see that the quest is popping up that you have to go to the Hall of the Dead in Markar to look up what's going on there. There's somebody that's been eating on the corpses in the Hall of the Dead in Markar. So then I just think, yeah, is that a quest that I'm supposed to do? So I always forget that it's a thing. Because I think I did that on the stream that we did, like when somebody talked to me about my favorite Daedric quest and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I forgot Namira was the thing because I was going like through all the Daedras in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Then I forgot Namira because I didn't remember her whatsoever because it's a very forgetful quest. Even though you take down a lot of Draugrs though, and that's a lot of fun to fight against Draugrs in Skyrim. I always love to fight against them, even though Death Lords could be a little bit of a tricky one sometimes. But it's always like a good, like even battle of sometimes between a Death Lord and like your character. Sometimes it's like a lot of fun to fight against them. But that's when you are like a little bit more powerful, and not like when you're like level 20-ish or level 10-ish. Mm-hmm. Then it's not fun to fight a Death Lord. That's for sure.
No, it's not.
That's for sure. But yeah, it's like any other day.
Would you rather be a werewolf or a vampire in Skyrim?
Werewolf? That was a very easy answer.
Easy answer? Why? Why'd you choose a werewolf?
Because that one doesn't have that many weaknesses. A vampire has so many weaknesses. You have a sun damage, and also you have to feed to stay strong in a way, and also you have to beware of like fire damage as well.
Right.
There's like
dragons would be a problem.
Yeah, so also like fire wizards and like a lot of people that uses fire magic and that sort of thing, or fire weapons. So that is not that great to be a vampire in a way. And also like the sun damage, like the sun thing as well.
Yeah.
It weakens your vampiric things. And also that you have to feed every time.
Yeah.
You have to go and wait for people to go to sleep, and then you have to sneak into the house and say, "Oh, can I have like a little bite of you?" and suck your blood out. And that sort of thing.
Can I have a little bite of you? Oh, you are so funny. Oh my god.
But yeah, so that's like a no for me. Werewolf is like a little bit better though, but I think you're weak to like silver weapons, and also you don't get that bonus when you go to sleep, I think, but I reckon you don't do that when you go do vampire either. Mm-hmm. So you get like a well-rested bonus that can make you get like 10% faster leveling up your skills, that sort of thing. So that one you get because you can't sleep like easy. I reckon you can't have a restful sleep when you're a werewolf, it seems. So that's
why?
I think
like werewolves would sleep just fine.
Yeah, that's like a weird thing, but I reckon like Bethesda didn't want you to get like overpowered when you're like a werewolf and level up your skills very quickly and that sort of thing maybe. But werewolves are like a lot of fun though. I think I like gotten almost all of the perks for like the werewolf kind of thing. I think I just missed like 2 or 3 of them. It's very cool to be a werewolf though. It's like a little bit weird when you're like an Argonian or like a Khajiit though. Then it's like a little bit weird to be a werewolf, and also vampire as well, to be honest. Then it's like good to maybe like don't do any of them in a way.
Yeah.
Because then you're like a lizard that transforms into a werewolf, and that looks very awkward in a way. And then you have like a Khajiit. And also you have like a Khajiit, you go from a cat kind of thing to like a wolf or like a dog. So that doesn't look very nice, does it, in a way? So
it's weird. It's just weird. Why would you do that?
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
And also vampires looks the best when you're like what you call an elf or like a human kind of character in a way. Then it looks better to be a vampire in a way. Because if you're like, if you have a Khajiit or Argonian, then it doesn't look good, I would say. So I would never go vampire if I was like Khajiit or Argonian. But I would have gone werewolf though, even though that's weird in a way to do that. Yeah. But werewolves is better though, because they don't have a lot of weaknesses, and also like you resist diseases and that sort of thing. But that's the same with vampires as well, that you resist diseases. But I've heard that you can use like perk somewhere, a necromage, Also, if you're like a dark elf, you could be good as a vampire, because then you're like already immune, a little bit more immune to fire damage. So if you're like a dark elf vampire, and also have necromage, I think it was, and that sort of thing. I think I've heard that people said that that's very overpowered in a way for a good old vampire build in Skyrim. So that's what I've heard, at least, in a way. But I always werewolf over vampire for me. That's like a given, to be honest.
Same. I like werewolves in the game. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Also, you can become a proper savage with werewolves.
Proper savage. I love that.
Yeah, that's also why I like two-handed weapons as well as sometimes in Skyrim, because then you can become a proper savage. If you have like a battle axe and you have like the execution or beheading enemies, then you look like a proper executioner. So that's awesome in a way.
Since we're talking about weapons, let us talk about favorite armors and weapons. I personally love the glass armor because it looks stunning.
I agree with you there. That's like one of my favorite light armors, but I also like the Nightingale armor set. That's like the Thieves Guild. The Dazzleack is going, so thank you for the stream. Yes, have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Dazzleack. Nice to meet you as well. I should have maybe done that in the chat instead of in the podcast, but that's fine though.
No, that's fine. But thank you for coming, Jazzy. I love your face.
But yeah, favorite light armors has to be when it comes to the basic armors that's not like a part of a quest, then it's like glass armor, or maybe the light dragon armor is also pretty nice to have as light armor. And also have the Stalrim armor set that you get in on Solstheim or Raven Rock and around there. That one is also pretty good with the Stalrim and that
leave me
sort of
alone,
thing.
I'm doing a podcast. Alright, sorry.
That's,
go ahead.
yeah,
bothering me, I'm sorry.
No worries. But yeah, what was the thing? Yeah, I think I said Stalrim, light armor, Stalrim armor is also pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really like armors that does a little bit too much in a way. That has too much spikes or too much horns or that sort of thing.
Are you talking about the ebony armor with the freaking weird, creepy horns? My husband loves that armor, okay?
I love ebony. That's my favorite heavy armor. It's the Daedric one that I don't like.
Oh, really?
But Daedric, the helmet is a little bit too much with the spikes or the horns.
Your helmet is just way too much, Mally says. Take off the spikes.
Yeah. But I like what you got the rest of the Daedric armor though. The heavy one is very nice to look at, but the helmet is why? Why is there so many horns on that thing? That's a little bit too much. It's fine if you have 2 or 3 of them, but I think it's 4 or 5 maybe on the Daedric, or maybe more. There's smaller spikes as well. Even though you look very badass though, you look like a demon kind of person in a way with that thing. So it's but I like the ebony one though, because that has very cool details with the carvings that's on it, and also you have the helmet that looks like a medieval Batman kind of helmet that Batman would have worn if he was in Skyrim in a way. So that's why I like the ebony one, because it looks like a medieval Batman outfit in a way. Is there anything else though? Any other good armor sets I can?
What was the newest armor that they had?
They have a lot of new ones. They have an ebony plate armor that looks pretty cool. Even though on the helmet there's some kind of weird scratches on it. It looks like it's been in battles in a way. And there's a little bit on the bottom. I think it's bottom right or bottom left, where there's a couple of scratches on the bottom part of it, so it's a little bit weird thing, but it's very cool, that one. Also have a Daedric light armor that looks pretty cool, and I think there's another version of the Daedric armor as well. That's a heavy one, a Daedric plate armor. I'm not sure what it was that. It looks very cool. But that's the anniversary edition kind of armor sets, and also you have a couple of new iron armors, and then you have new leather armor. That's very cool. Looks very cool. Leather Scout armor, I think it was called. That I'm going to give to one of my companions in the new playthrough that I'm doing. That I'm going to maybe continue tomorrow. I think it is that I'm going to continue with that playthrough. That's going to be a lot of fun here on Twitch. That's for sure. What else? Is there like any other cool armor sets that I'm forgetting about? The Cupid has like
Excuse
one
me,
other
I'm so
head.
sorry.
No worries, Lizzie. No
Oh my
worries.
god, I just totally just sneezed on my microphone. That was disgusting. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit nasty, but I know
It is
that
a
issue
little
a
bit
little
nasty,
bit.
isn't it?
But I don't think there's like any. Oh, do you have the ebony mail armor set that you get from Buifia? That's pretty cool.
The ugliest, I think, is the elven armor. I don't like it. I don't like how it looks. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, what's the ugliest that I think is the ugliest one? What is that again? I think that it's not the Daedric one, even though, yeah, because it's on the helmet that I don't like. What is it? I think I like most of the armor sets. I think it's maybe the Orcish one that I've not like really used that much in playthroughs. Because I reckon it's because one playthrough that I did like the Orc that I ended up with deleting. I didn't like have a good connection to that Orcish character that I made, so I just thought the Orcish armor also looked a little bit like not my kind of thing, even though it looks a little bit cool though when I like think about it, but it's not like my cup of tea, to be honest, in a way. No.
It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, that was very British, because I'm like a little, since I'm Norwegian, I have like a little bit of mixed of American and like what you call British kind of what you call sayings that I've learned from watching TV and that sort of thing. So it's like that's why I go a little bit like random. I go a little bit like random with my what I call accents and like and that sort of thing when it comes to like talking English, you know. It's like a little bit of a mix of between like British and American a little bit, and also they have like a little bit of Norwegian as well that comes out sometimes. So that's an issue sometimes though, but that's fine.
You're just a mixed bag of fun. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of fun. Yeah, 'cause I think there was like a weird thing that I said that's like a British expression that I have like a clip of on my channel that people was reacting to because I said it because they thought that was like a lot of fun because Americans doesn't have that expression. That's like a British thing where there's like it's like a what you call it when it's like a narrow victory, or if there's I think it's something like that they say it's squeaky bum time. I think they call it. That's the saying, squeaky bum time.
That's great.
Where it's like a little. When you're like on the edge of your seat and that sort of thing, when there's something like creepy happening or something that's like, I think it's like, yeah, I'm not sure what it is though. I don't know, but it's very cool to say that in a way sometimes, the squeaky bum time. So that's what I've heard from like, that's what I've heard from like other British like streamers that they say that sometimes. So I think, oh, I want to use that as well because that's fun to say. So I'm just going with that.
It's good. Alright, we're gonna talk about your favorite thing. Achievements, tips, and secrets.
Achievements, tips, and secrets. Ooh, that's an interesting topic, to be honest. I'm not sure do I have anything for that.
Do you have any tips for people who want to play Skyrim? First of all.
Yeah, I reckon I just like take your time with the game and have like a lot of fun with it. That's for sure. And also that just like. If you think it's like too difficult to have it on like the higher difficulties, don't go like legendary or master difficulty straight away. If you like you want to have like fun with the game, just go like on like adept or like easier difficulties if you just want to have fun with the game. I usually play on expert. Usually, I was going to think about playing on master difficulty and that sort of thing, like just more of a challenge. But I like expert though, because that's not like too tough or too easy in a way. There's like a little bit of like but sometimes some people in my chat says, or this is like very easy, you should bump it up to master or legendary. But I just say, I want to have fun with the game. I don't want to like have like so that I get like salty and start to like rage, even though I've never raged that on stream, to be honest. I just get salty a little bit sometimes. That's the only
Everybody
thing
always
that I
gets salty
do on
about
stream.
something, trust me.
Yeah. Because I can get salty, but I don't never rage that much. I reckon I was very close when I was playing Crash Bandicoot, because that's the Crash Bandicoot that can go and suck something. That's for sure. Because I'm not very good at platforming games or like timing jumps and that sort of thing. Usually in games, because I reckon I'm getting a little bit like slow to react and that sort of thing. Because I'm like 30 years old, so maybe I'm getting a little bit slow play Crash Bandicoot in a way, but I'm good at Spyro though. Spyro 2 is my jam. That's like the game that I can still play without like failing that much. But Crash Bandicoot, that's an entire little thing that I don't like in a way. So yeah, that's the thing.
Did
So
you hear my rant about platformers? Everybody in my chat knows how much I hate platformers.
Yeah, platformers are not that like fun to play usually. That's for sure. But it's fun to watch other people play it though.
True.
That's for sure.
That's a true story right there.
But it's not my jam though in a way. That's for sure.
Jam.
No. It's more RPG and that sort of thing. That's my type of thing, you know. More RPGs and open world. Whereas like a good story and interesting characters that you can like talk to and that sort of thing. Then I'm like sold in a way. If there's like one good character or like also if like there's a nice world as well that's like breathtaking and that you just feel like, oh, this is a game that I want to play forever in a way that you just like say, oh, this game is like top notch in a way or like
that's
very
me
good
with
in a way.
Resident Evil. I want to play this game forever.
Yeah. So that's like the thing with Skyrim, what you call it, the first like encounter with Skyrim that I've just thought, this game is beautiful, give me, and never say that I should stop with this game because then I will be sad and that sort of thing. So yeah. So that's awesome. What
It's awesome.
Like other tips and like hints for Skyrim, I reckon. Is there anything else that's like, yeah, don't like challenge like enemies that's stronger than you before you're ready for them. That's for sure.
Yeah, you'll die. That's, relentlessly, you'll die.
Yeah, if you go. But usually I get a little bit cocky and underestimate the enemies, so I usually sometimes I go and think, I can beat this guy, and then suddenly, okay, I've gotten killed like 5 times in a row. Then then I'm just saying, okay, then it's time to like give up in a way, or just go and do some other stuff. Because when you get like stuck in a place for like 20 minutes and don't get anywhere, then it's like just fine to just like quit it and just go and do other stuff and try to level up and then come back and kick that enemy's ass and just like have a smile on the face and just say, haha, beat you! That sort of thing.
So, I love it. Yeah. Beat you. Yeah, when I beat a boss, I'm loud and obnoxious. Well, I'm loud and obnoxious anyway. Yeah. But I sit there and I scream and I sing and I dance around. My neighbors would have the windows open. They probably think I'm a freaking lunatic.
Yeah, but that's like cool though. It's like a very cool, like, what you call it, a happy feeling though, when you're like, if you've struggled with like a boss for like maybe like a couple of, maybe 20 to like in 20 minutes or an hour or 2 or 3 hours, then it's allowed to be like, just like very happy that you're like taking down that enemy in a way. Mm-hmm. When you're suddenly like, I figure out, oh, now I can take him out. So then it's like very good. Then you just feel amazing about it and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So that's always good.
Oh my God, what is with the hiccup? I'm dying. I swear to God, sneezing and coughing, and now I got hiccups. Yoy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that I've not been sneezing or coughing that much. I think I just coughed a little bit at the start.
Yeah, that's good though.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have like more of an issue with burping though, because there's a couple of times I saw they just burp because I can't stop
it. On stream, I am so disgusting. I swear to God, I don't even think about it. I just do it. It's like, God, no wonder people don't watch me.
Yeah, I usually try to stop them, but if I do them, I just say, "Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about the burp," and then just like continue with what I'm doing in a way.
That's good. Okay, let's talk about mods. I have only ever played Skyrim with vanilla. So,
okay.
What kind of mods do you use for your game? Excuse me, your game.
I think I had like 60 mods, because on PlayStation it's like a little bit limited. On PC you can go crazy, because I've seen like people have like around 2,000 mods, but 2,000? They have to be compact.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Or about like over 1,000 at least, around like 1,800 and that sort of thing on PC. But that's like
crazy talk.
Yeah, because the game is more like stable on PC. I think it was more like meant to be better for PC and not for consoles. I think. Mm-hmm. So I think it's more like unstable on Xbox and PlayStation, because it crashes more. The game crashes more on like PlayStation and Xbox, I think. But I reckon it does that more also when you have mods that you're doing as well. They're not like, so you don't have to like have a mod that does the same thing, because then they're like making the game then they're just making the game more unstable, and then the game crashes. So it's best to just like go for like what if you, for example, like I think I had like 2 like mods that was doing something with the lighting in the game. So I had like a candlelight spell that added like shadows for like when you cast that candlelight spell that was lighting up the cave and that sort of thing. I also had like a mod that was like making the caves and like the houses more darker, so the light sources in the caves was not that too bright and that sort of thing, so it was more like immersive and realistic in a way. It was more of that in a way. So that was like those two were like challenging each other to like a duel, and then the game lost in a way because then the game started to crash a lot in a way. But I removed that mod right now though, so that's good. So at least I have something less to worry about when it comes to Skyrim with modding. Because I think I had like around 60 mods before, but I've like cut it down to like 50, I think. Just because I want to have mods that was good with like the anniversary edition. Since I got the anniversary edition, I've gotten all like the expansions from the Creation Club that I had to download on the Creation Club. So then I did that. So I just went for like mods that I think was very good, that I liked when I've been having mods on Skyrim that I've been really enjoying. That sort of thing. I think I removed like a lot of house mods that I had, because I had like 3 house mods, but I would like just gotten one of them because that was the best one, and that was like a reference to the house to Bilbo Baggins and Frodo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings. So I had to have like a Lord of the Rings kind of mod in that game. Then I want to have the Hobbit house, because that's a very good mod. I really like that mod. That's one of my favorites. And also, like, I have the weather mod is pretty nice. And also, I've got like a new graphics mod for the PlayStation that makes the game look so much nicer and more colorful and that sort of thing. So that like the views in Skyrim, like the views where you can stand on like an overlook and look over like areas in Skyrim, it makes it more like breathtaking. So it's like more fun to play in a way as well. Just like make the game like a little bit more nicer in a way on PlayStation 4. So it's like a little bit like, but when you look at PC and Xbox, they can make it more beautiful though in a way. Especially on PC, you can maybe make it into like a game that's almost that much more nicer than The Witcher in a way. If you like use the right mods, it could be a more beautiful game than The Witcher. And then you just say, you know what, The Witcher can just go into the garbage bin, and let's play modded Skyrim with those amazing mods that we have in a way. So that's the thing. But yeah. Also, I've also been really liking that another new mod that I've added that's called Arts of Smithing, that makes the smithing more like organized, and also it's very nice to like that can make your own lockpicks and that sort of thing, because that's always nice, because you always run out of lockpicks usually unless you like buy a lot from merchants and that sort of thing. So it's always nice so you can use like an iron ingot, and then you get like 3 lockpicks that you can like just get more lockpicks to lock through like chests and doors and that sort of thing that leads to loot. So that's always nice. Also, like I have like a nice water mod as well that makes the game, like the water in the game, look so nice as well. So there's so many
nice in Skyrim anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
But that mod also makes it more like it's almost like real water in a way. It's almost like you can go and drink from it in a way. Even though I don't think that's a good idea, because you never know what's been in that water in a way.
It's true. It could have dragon poo in it.
Yeah, or deer poo, or like other things that's been out.
We don't want to drink poo water, chat. No poo water.
Also like the overhauls that I have for the cities as well, because I have some overhaul mods that improves the look of the cities in Skyrim as well. So I also like it. I think I have like a mod that like improves like the smaller cities like Dawnstar, Morefall, Falkreath, Winterhold, and I think there's like one more that I'm missing, Dragonbridge, like the smaller cities. Rorikstead and that sort of thing, that's like improving the look of them, and also like maybe make them look more that they can defend themselves against dragon attacks, because there's more like fortifications, like stone walls and that sort of thing that protects them from dragon attacks. So that's very cool in a way. So I've been really liking to get like some mods that improves the look of the cities. But I think I've not gone very crazy with that though. I have like a couple of mods that just like overhauls the cities and changes the colors of the cities a little bit. Like with I have like a white solitude mod that makes every building in Solitude look like they're made out of marbles and that sort of thing. So that's very nice, like white marble. That's awesome. And also we have like the green white run that makes like white run look so very nice and what you call more colorful with more flowers. And also I think there are like blue rooftops as well that was not in vanilla Skyrim. So I don't think that the rooftops were blue in vanilla Skyrim. And also you have like more trees and that sort of thing, so it's more like vibrant and nice. So there's a lot of good mods for PlayStation as well. So you don't have to like worry about like what you call it if you don't have a PC for Skyrim, because you can always get some good mods for Xbox and PlayStation as well. But you can't go crazy like on PC though. You can't get like over 1,000 mods. But I reckon it depends on your PC. I reckon that what they can handle and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like on Xbox and PlayStation, it's good to have maybe like 50 to 70 mods. So I think you can have like around 100 maybe on both of them, or maybe you can have more on Xbox. So I'm not sure about Xbox because I've never like played Skyrim on Xbox. Ooh, sorry about that.
See, now you're doing it.
But... yeah, now I was burping, so I'm sorry about that.
That's
that just
fine.
had to. That was one just came out. But yeah. So it's good to do it. I think you have like more things on Xbox. On Xbox, I think you can get Inigo as well. That's a good follower mod as well. If you want to have a follower mod, then you get Inigo if you have Xbox or PC. Because that guy is a lot of fun. He's a Khajiit companion, so you know that would be a lot of fun. And he has like a lot of good dialogue options. But there's like a lot of good follower mods on PC that you can get, or maybe you can get also to Xbox. PlayStation is a little bit more limited, but PlayStation has also some good mods, but you can't do like massive quest mods. But there's some of them I think, but they don't have like a quest kind of marker and that sort of thing. You have to like do it without that, I think. And also like there's like some good like follower mods as well. But I think I'm only using 2 of them because I had to remove some of them that I had because there's so many overpowered followers that you can get. So I just like got 2 of them instead of just like go crazy and get a lot of follower mods. So that I didn't do. So I only stuck around with 2 of them, I think. Yeah. Is there like any other mods that I think I have some weapon mods as well that I've been using. I have like a katana mod where you can make like katanas from all of the different kind of materials that you can craft weapons from. That's also pretty cool. I think I also have like some kind of armor mods as well, because I think I added like an armor mod that makes you like make light ebony armor, and that light ebony armor looks very nice. Because I don't think there's like a light ebony armor that it's been added to the game. I think it's only heavy that you get. So would it be nice with like some a little more variety when it comes to light armor, because there's not that many good light armors in the way. You only have like glass and like the dragon one, that's very good, and maybe like you can get like what's called the scaled armor as well. That's very good. But yeah. So that's like the mods that I like, because I don't want to change the game too much in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to like improve a little bit the game experience, and like the quality to life kind of things with Skyrim in a way. That's what I want to like go for. Not like just add like a lot of quests, new quests that we do and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's just me though in a way.
Pretty cool. All right, you've reached the end of my questions.
Was that the last question? I thought I forgot something as well. Like
no, that was all our questions. We hit them all randomly, sadly, because we went off track and started doing things from the bottom of the list, from the top of the list.
We did that. Yeah, I thought that we forgot to talk about like favorite side quests and that sort of thing in a way.
I think we covered just about everything.
Yeah, I think we did main quests, but we didn't say side quests though. But I reckon I can just like mention them though, like quickly though, that the side quests that I love in the game.
Okay.
We have like the man who cried wolf, the one that's in Solitude, with like the wolf queen. there you have like 2 parts that you can do. So you have to go to Wolf Skull Cave and take down some necromancers, and then you have to go and take down the Wolf Queen herself, Potima. And that quest I always save a little bit, that I always want to do like a little bit later in the game, because I love that quest so much. And also have like the Forsworn Conspiracy is pretty good, and Markard is pretty nice. But it's like a little bit tricky if you want to kill like the leader of the Forsworn that you have to take down in that mine, if you don't want to side with the Forsworn and that sort of thing. So that's a good quest as well. It's like another side quest that is very nice, that's very good. Rise in the East is pretty good, and Windhelm is also pretty nice to do, where you fight against like a battle mage at the end, and on like a deserted island that's like outside of Skyrim, that's called Japheth's Folly, I think it's called. That's very cool. Always cool to take down pirates. So there's another one that's called Lights Out as well. That's in Solitude. That's pretty good. Where you take down the Black Blood Marauders. I think it's the Blood Torkers. That's the pirate scan that you take down when you're doing the Rise in the East. That's also very cool. Also, there's a cool quest that you do in Riften as well, with like the with like a dwarven lexicon that you have to go and return to Avansentinel, I think it's called. I can't pronounce it that name. It's something with A that I can say though. That's there by Riften, where you get like an interesting, cool like power that you get that's called Ancient Knowledge, that improves your smithing, or you can level up your smithing skills faster, and then you also get like a bonus for wearing like dwarven armor as well. But then that the only bad thing about that, if you want to change up your armor and that sort of thing, that dwarven armor is pretty good. I think the only armor set that will be better than that one will be like Dragon, Daedric, or Ebony. So you can have the dwarven armor set like a long time in that, if you have the Ancient Knowledge perk or an Ancient Knowledge effect. So it's like, if you want to change your armor set, then it's maybe not good to get it in a way, because then you get like mix up the armors. If you want to use like other heavy armor types, like Nordic carved armor set or steel plate or like something like that, that's maybe like you like the look of, that's more cooler than the dwarven armor set in a way. But that's also pretty cool though in a way. But it's not that great. But I like it though. I think my character that the character that I've been using, that's been testing the mods and the Anniversary Edition to see if there's like any unstable things with the game that it makes the game crash and that sort of thing. I think that's the character that I've been using to test out the Anniversary Edition with the mods that I have. Still has the dwarven armor set to this day, so I'm hoping I can get some ebony armor for that character eventually. So that's what I'm going for with that one. So I'm hoping I can switch out the armor set, because I don't have dwarven for the rest of the playthrough. That's for sure.
It's kind of funky.
Yeah. Also, it's like I reckon some people like to have the helmet to show the character's face as well, because they like to look at the face of their character and that sort of thing when they're wearing like an armor set, instead of like having an armor that's like covering the entire face in a way. So that's what I've heard from some friends of mine that's been playing Skyrim, that they like the open face helmets, that there's no like things that's like in front of the face of the character they're playing as. So that's what I've heard, at least.
Nice. Okay. So we've reached the end of our list. We've had some good talks. So we're going to end our podcast. Thank you so much, O'Malley, for joining me and chatting about Skyrim. I very much appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. It's a lot of fun to talk about Skyrim, that's for sure.
I'm sorry about all the reschedules. I'm telling you, I'm cursed.
Yeah, no worries about that. I was looking forward to like do the podcast though, because that it's my first podcast, and I always wanted to be in a podcast, because it's a lot of fun to just like talk about stuff, because I love to talk about like at least the things that I like that I am interested in, that I usually can talk about it for like many hours. If it's like many hours that we have available, then it's like always good to talk about like a lot of stuff in a way. So that's always good. So I reckon that if we could, I would have maybe talked about Skyrim for like maybe an hour more in a way. But yeah, that's fine.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna end our podcast here. So if you guys don't follow the O'Malley, I think you should, because he is an epic streamer. There's his link right there. He does all kinds of RPG games, of course, you know, because he likes RPG games. Especially Skyrim. He does Ghost of Tsushima. He does Mass Effect. And maybe one day we can get him to play a horror game, because that would be epic. But
yeah, Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
Resident Evil 2 is on my list, by the way, and also Resident Evil 7.
I'll be there for that. I will totally be there for that. You'll be sitting in the background screaming, yelling, "Yay, Resident Evil!" Because that's my favorite game. You want me to talk for hours? Just ask me about Resident Evil.
Yeah.
My Resident Evil is your Skyrim. All right, then. So, Mally, you have a choice to either hang on here with me or you can sign off and do what you need to do. I gotta find somebody to raid.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon I'm going to sign off because I have to do something soonish, I think.
Okay,
that's what I need. I need to do something soonish.
Thank you so much, buddy, for coming to join me. I appreciate it. I will be posting the podcast up on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out and listen. It'll also be a VOD for a little while, so you can check it out there. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to look at it on YouTube, that's for sure. That just listen to all of the weird stuff that I've been saying in a way, so that's always interesting. Even though sometimes I don't like to have don't like the sound of like the voice. Sometimes that like triggers me a little bit, but that's fine.
Listening to yourself talk is sometimes you go, it's just bad.
Yeah, but I think that's like a normal human thing that you don't like when you're listening to like a podcast or something that you've been to, you're just listening to it and then you hear your own voice and then you say, "Oh shit, this is not good."
Right. Well, thank you so much, Melly. I will talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me as well. It's been a pleasure, so thank you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, chat. That was the thing we just did. So, thank you so much. Excuse me. Too much talking has made my throat dry. Thank you so much for all who stuck around and listened to us rant and rave about the game called Skyrim. Like I said, Mally's link is right there if you want to click that and check out his channel. He's a really great guy, loves to talk about Skyrim, loves to stream. He's very friendly and kind, and we need more of that in this world. As for what's going on with the channel, I won't be doing a stream on this Thursday because, excuse me, that was disgusting. I won't be doing a stream this Thursday because I have to go do my taxes. Yay, hey, adulting. And Sunday, hopefully, we'll be able to play some State of Decay because we weren't able to play it last Sunday because of technical issues. I'm plagued by them. And the next week I am working on a schedule. We'll probably be playing the Resident Evil Revelations because we need to finish that game up because it's awesome! So hopefully you'll be there for that. And as you guys may have known or seen on Twitter or in the Discord, that I am doing Season 2 of My Favorite Streamers podcast, which is amazing because I already have a few beautiful streamers willing to come on and chat with me. Faces that have been seen in my stream over and over and over, like Pajama Mama and even the great Resident Sneeble, who will be coming to join me to do the podcast, so hopefully you guys will hang out and do for that. So now, my lovelies, let us see if we can find somebody to raid so I can continue on the fun. Who have we got to raid? Who shall we raid? Who shall we raid? Hype! Raid. Yeah, who are we raiding today? We have drones. We have the Swaggins. We have Dazzy Bean. We have Perrault. We have Astrid. We have Sam. And let's see. Who shall we raid? Abracadabra. Who shall we raid? I don't even know. Let's pick one randomly. Let's go raid. Let's go raid Dazzy because he was just here. Let's go raid Dazzalak because Dazzalak is awesome. And he is still in his just starting screen. So you're going to have to listen to me sing a happy song for a couple minutes. Anyway, thank you all for coming to join me today on my podcast. I love all of you. You're all amazing beings. I'm so glad to have you in my community. Thank you, OMALLEY, for coming to join me. I love your face. And let us give this love on to Dazzalak, who is amazing as well. He's been a friend of the pizza party for a long, long time. Let's go see his happy bean face. I love you all. See you Sunday.